Hi everybody. I haven't done a video blog in a while, so I was thinking about what I could talk about in a video this week. And as I was looking at my bio for the website, it said that I would talk about discerning my lay vocation, and I don't think I've really done that yet. And so I thought I would take this time to discuss why I have chosen to be a lay brother, why I feel called to be a lay brother. First of all, for terms, um, lay brother. It's kind of a confusing term, simply because the church is divided into three. It isn't divided into two. There's lay, there's religious, and there are clerics. And the lay brother is not lay because the lay brother is religious. But the term kind of came into use during the course of church history because there was a long time in the church where you were either lay or you were a cleric. And so if you weren't a cleric brother, you were obviously a lay brother, because that's how the church thought. There's a lot of lay brothers out there wondering these days if that's an accurate term or not. And I think we're not exactly sure yet. Is it accurate? I don't know. It's the term we have, and we kind of use it. In some ways, it kind of perpetuates this separation between cleric and lay brothers, but we don't have any other language right now, so it's very difficult to think outside of what language you've been given to think with. So why do I want to be a lay brother? When you're a priest, whether you want it or not, you're going to be put up on a pedestal. It's interesting, because when Francis founded the Franciscans back in the very early part of the 13th century, his idea was that we were going to be an order of brothers, the order of friars minor, which means order of lesser brothers, meaning that we live in community, we're an order, that we are less brothers, friars, fratres, so we're brothers and sisters to the world, and minor, which means lesser brothers, younger brothers in a sense. And so being a lay brother for me is really about that minority that Francis envisioned for the Franciscans way back when he started this movement. What is minority? Minority is being at somebody's level or below it, is how I would describe it. And when you're a priest brother, whether you want it or not, you're going to be put up on that pedestal. People have this understanding of priesthood for over 2,000 years, almost 2,000 years of church history, that the priest belongs up here. Up here, it's and so to be minor, you have to fight that reaction of people to want to put you up here. They want to see you as being more holy than they are. They want to see you as somebody who has all the answers. And if you've got all the answers, great. I don't. And so I really don't want to be put up on that pedestal by people. I've walked into to parishes before, like in a Mexican community, and all the little old ladies will say, "Oh, padre, padre," they kiss your hand, and that's very embarrassing to me. I let them do it if they're trying to do it because they're trying to be respectful, but I don't like that, and I'd rather that not happen. Minority. And so yeah, I lost my train of thought. Well, why else be a lay brother? Being a lay brother lets me walk with people in the same place they are. Priests have this great gift to be with people at all those really important parts of their life. Baptisms, weddings, reconciliation, death, to give final blessings. And that's a very important ministry. But in that relationship, people always tend to see you, once again, you're up here. As a lay brother, I can walk with people on their level without them feeling that I'm somehow more holy than they are, more important than they are. It's very interesting since I've decided to be a lay brother, and people say, Father. I say, I correct them and say, I'm just a brother. And you'd be surprised how many people's faces fall when they hear that. There's this preconceived notion in the church, and a lot of the church, that you're either a priest or you're a monk. And most people just not exactly sure what a monk is, but that as if that the priesthood is the highest form of male spirituality there is, and it's not true. Um, and so a lot of people say, "Don't you want to be a priest?" Or "Don't you want to go all the way?" Oh my gosh, that as if the lay vocation is all the way. To be a lay brother is to have gone all the way. It's a terminal vocation. Or people who say you could change your mind later, couldn't you? Or we need priests. Why don't you want to be a priest? And it's very hard to get people to understand that it's its own vocation. Yes, we need priests. Pray for priests. But the lay brotherhood is its own vocation. Um, I'm very blessed in my province that as a lay brother, I can do anything in the province, any of our ministries that one of the priest brothers can, except sacramental work. I can be a parish administrator, I can work in the soup kitchens, I can run a retreat center, do spiritual direction, do formation work, vocation work, any of those things, except be the priest in a parish. And so I'm very blessed that way. Back before Vatican II, the lay brothers were in many ways the servants of the cleric brothers. They were the servants of God. And for many people, that was what they wanted to be. They wanted to be holy by serving those who served God. You look back in the Gospels and it says, if you give a glass of water to somebody because they're my servant, you will not be unrewarded. Something like that. That's a paraphrase. But basically saying that if you do good to somebody because they're a follower of Christ, you receive blessings from that. That's a way to holiness. And so being a lay brother was at that time a way of doing that. Then Vatican II came around, and this idea, even before Vatican II, that we were all equals, which we are. And so equal meant they should have all the same opportunity as being a priest brother, the same education, the same ability to do ministry. And a lot of people lost their call. I know a lot of retired brothers who are still never happier than when they're cleaning the house or baking bread for the other retired brothers who are priests, and that because that's who they were. And a lot of people lost their identity at that time, which I think is very sad. That traditional lay brotherhood role does not exist anymore in the church, at least not so much. There may be some orders out there that still have that kind of ministry. In our province, that ministry is basically gone. It doesn't really exist anymore as a specific vocation. So that's what being a lay brother is. It's being minor. It's walking with people. It's being support. It's being helpful. It's being a human being in a lot of ways. It's being their brother. And that's really attractive to me, to be with people, to be their brother. Maybe it's because I'm the oldest of 8 kids. I'm just used to being a brother, but being a younger brother instead of an older brother. So that's what being a lay brother is. It's about brotherhood and sisterhood. And if you're looking at a religious order, especially the Franciscans, we're all called to be brothers and sisters first. Whether you're in the first, second, or third order. It's about being a sister or a brother. That's what you're discerning if you're looking at the Franciscans. Your first discernment is not whether you want to be a priest or a lay brother. It's whether you want to be a brother, period. Remember that, because that is our calling in the Franciscan life, to be a brother. So, I wish you all peace in your discernment. I hope to see you all or hear something from you about your own course of discernment. If you have questions, talk to somebody. It's a good life. I wouldn't be anyplace else. It's where I'm supposed to be. So, peace and good. Bye.